Every one of us owns at least one mirror. We use them without thinking. To check our faces, straighten our clothes, reassure ourselves that we are still us. But mirrors have always made people uneasy. Across cultures and centuries, they've been covered after death, avoided at night, feared in rituals, and blamed for things that don't quite make sense. A mirror doesn't just reflect. It copies, it mimics, it watches us back. People have reported faces that don't move when they should, reflections that blink late, figures standing just behind them where no one is there. Others describe a strange pull. The longer you stare, the more the mirror feels less like glass and more like depth. Some mirrors are nothing more than reflective surfaces. Others believe they are thresholds, thin places where our world presses uncomfortably close to something else. Tonight, we're asking the question people have avoided for generations. Are mirrors simply showing us ourselves, or are they showing us what's nearby? And if something can look through, what's stopping it from looking back?
Hello everybody, Yvonne here from Ghost Watchers Northwest, welcome back. Well, tonight's subject is mirrors. Do I think mirrors are a passive object or they hold energy? I'm 50-50 on this one. In a way, I do think, like, you know, when we've used them scrying and that, I do think they can hold energy. But, on the other hand, I do have mirrors in my house and I do like a mirror in my house. Sometimes make a place seem a little bit bigger, and some people use them in, is it feng shui? They place them in certain positions in the house and they have something positive in front of them so they reflect positive energy. I didn't heard one really. It's because I do have mirrors in my home. Then I have used them for scrying, and we'll get into that later. But I suppose it's what you make it, innit? It can be a tool or it can be and not just an ornament. I don't know. I'm 50-50. I'm not 100% sure about this one.
So this is a bit of a difficult question. I do often wonder whether mirrors can hold some kind of energy. So whether that's energy from witnessing trauma, you know, very emotional times, because mirrors are there everywhere. A lot of people have a mirror in the home. And I do wonder whether that mirror can, you know, it can have energy attached to it, because I do believe in energy and I believe that there's energy all around us. And on the other hand, I do think a mirror is just, you know, they're just reflection and light and that's it. They're just an object.
Have I ever had a strange or spooky experience with a mirror? So, yes, the answer is yes. Going on paranormal investigations, we have used mirrors quite a lot in the past, and there was one place, I think it was Rycroft Hall, and we was investigating Rycroft Hall and we was doing mirror scrying, and things started getting a bit strange. Like, I think the lights on the torch flashed and there was something else, I can't remember what it was, but something happened. And with an old team member, she'd seen a figure through the mirror that we were scrying in, and it scared her. My own personal experience, I've been scrying, I've come over really with loads of emotion, and I can't explain what this emotion was for. So yeah, there've been a few things that's happened whilst we've been scrying. So, but I've had some strange things happen, and it does make you feel, you know, like strange when you're scrying. But not 100% sure. Have I ever seen something in a mirror that I can't explain? The answer's going to be yeah, because I think it was Antwerp Mansion. We was investigating that, and at the top of the stairs there was a mirror, and I think I was scrying in that, doing some scrying in that, and I could see like a silhouette of somebody behind me. And when I turned round with the torch, there was nobody there at all. So I couldn't explain what I was seeing, and then when I looked back, it wasn't there. But was that my mind playing tricks on me? I don't know.
Okay, so have I ever had any experiences with a mirror? Any spooky or strange experiences? The only one, there's a few things actually that I can probably recall. One was when we was on an investigation and we was looking into a mirror, and one of the team members saw an actual shadow figure stood behind us. I didn't actually see the figure myself. I don't recall seeing it anyway, but I do remember feeling an energy in the room. I felt like the room went cold, and I just felt like there was a presence there. Whether I've just spooked myself, I don't know. But one of the team members at the time said that she had seen a big, very tall shadow figure in the back, looking through the mirror, so stood behind us kind of thing. And on that particular occasion, we was filming, and we did pick up a creepy EVP as well. So that did make me think, can mirrors, hold some kind of spirit or attachments, or are they a gateway to something? Then another incident would be, I do recall once Yvonne was scrying, and I can't remember what investigation it was. She was doing some scrying, and I did notice some changes to her face and facial features. But then part of me did wonder, is it just because we're kind of looking for those changes and our mind is making us think that we can see these changes? I do know that my husband Matt, he's very particular about mirrors. He doesn't like any kind of second-hand mirrors. He will only have brand new mirrors, and I do think he believes mirrors hold some kind of energy. I do think a lot of people who I know have had experiences where there's been some strange events with mirrors. So I've not really had a lot of experiences myself, but I have heard a lot of people have witnessed things in terms of mirrors and seeing things. Sometimes people have said they've seen figures behind them. And I do think actually I might have had one incident where in the corner of your eyes you've looked into a mirror and you thought you've seen movement behind me, but I think I just brushed it off as being my eyes playing tricks on me kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic, mirrors, and I'd be very keen to know if anyone else has had any spooky experiences with mirrors. There was also another time where I was with a group of people and we was at the Accrington Old Police Station, and the group decided to see if they could create a portal using the mirrors. So they used two mirrors facing each other. I think they had something in the middle as well of the mirrors, and they were using that to try and create a portal to allow the supernatural in. I didn't witness anything happening, if I'm honest. There was EVPs and there was bangs and noises, but I didn't actually see anything come out of a portal or anything like that. And I think if I'd have witnessed something like that, then I'd definitely be a firm believer in mirrors being the gateway to the supernatural. But because I didn't witness that, I'm still a little bit sceptical.
Is mirror scrying generally paranormal or a psychological effect? When you're scrying, like I said before, I've had emotions come over me. Sometimes you do feel like I have seen changes in my own face. And I've heard stories of, people that have been scrying and they've seen their faces changed, and sometimes I felt like I've seen something else in the background of me, behind me, through the mirror. But then who knows? Is it psychological? I don't know. You know, you're staring that much and you're wanting to see something, is it? I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. It's up to everybody to make their own conclusion on that, I suppose. Do I believe mirrors can be a gateway to the supernatural? Right, possibly. Maybe they could be portals, or maybe to another dimension, to the energy they've stored. Possibly.
Okay, so the next question is mirror scrying paranormal, or is it a psychological effect? I do believe that a lot of it can be a psychological effect, because there is a strange face illusion theory where when you are staring in dim light and you're staring at yourself, your brain can distort your features slightly, so you can think that your face is changing, or you can feel that this is happening, but in fact it's actually not. But on the other hand, there is people that have said some pretty intense things that have happened, and they've described things and been complete changes where you can't really explain why this has occurred. So maybe, it does make you wonder, is there something more to this? I personally think it's not one or the other. I think it sits in between. I think sometimes it's psychological, and then I think sometimes it could maybe open the door. You do see a lot of paranormal investigators or people doing a lot of mirror challenges as well. So they'll stand or sit in a dark room with a candle, and they'll see if they can summon something, and they usually film it to see if anything happens. I haven't seen anything crazy happen that I believe to be true, but some people do these things, and there's also rituals as well that people do with mirrors. I think there is a big taboo about mirrors, and a lot of people can get a bit spooked about mirrors. And there's also the thing as well, if you break a mirror, you've got so many years of bad luck as well. So there's a lot of superstition surrounding mirrors.
If you want to pop something in the comments, let us know your experiences with mirrors and scrying. That would be lovely.
So a question for you guys is, have you ever had a strange experience with a mirror, and do you believe mirrors can be the gateway to the supernatural? I would be really, really interested to hear your thoughts and comments on this.
Take care for now, and we'll see you soon.
Mirrors stay behind when we leave the room. They remember our faces, our movements, the moments we didn't realise we were being observed. Whether they're portals, prisons, or nothing more than glass and light, one thing is certain: people have feared them for far longer than they've trusted them. So tonight, when the house is quiet and you pass a mirror in the dark, don't rush to look away, because if something is watching you through it, it already knows what you look like. If you've enjoyed tonight's discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences may be more connected than you think. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you again for more paranormal stories, discussions and investigations. Good night, and watch the shadows.